Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to one more video. Today we are going to review the FTMO funding program. We are going into detail and we are going to do an in-depth analysis of the FTMO funding program. We'll see if it's worth it, if it's not, and I'll end up with my conclusions on if I like it, if I don't like it, and we'll go into all the intricacies of the FTMO challenges. So let's dig into the video. So we are currently on the homepage of FTMO. This is their main website. I'm going to leave it the top link in the description. This is not an affiliate link, so if you want to check it out, it's perfectly fine. But what is FTMO? FTMO is a prop firm which basically puts you through a challenge and an evaluation process where by you proving that you are consistent and you are profitable as a trader, they will give you funding. So if you don't have that much access to capital, FTMO and other prop firms are an excellent way to gain that capital. FTMO is just one of the many companies that are out there, and today we are going to dig a little bit deeper into FTMO because in my opinion is one of the most popular ones, at least from the people I know. FTMO is their first preference. So we'll just go over the evaluation process of FTMO and other details that are not quite explicit. And this is going to be a detailed review, so I hope you enjoy it. So as a prop firm, what they do is they give you a demo account, which we can go down here. You have one FTMO challenge where you pay a certain amount depending on the amount of money that you want to aim for. And then you have to pass a challenge, which here in FTMO you have to achieve a 10% profit target in 30 days. Then you go onto the verification, which is 5% in 60 days with a 10% drawdown, and then you can become a FTMO trader, which means that they will give you the funding and you can do whatever you want with no targets, and you are just asked to do the 10 days of trading. So what's in it for them? They keep 30% of all the profits that you make in the account, meaning that by the end of the first month, if you have achieved, for example, a 10% month on a 100K account, that's 10K. So they will withdraw 30% of that 10K, which is theirs, and the other 70% is going to be for you. And then you decide if you want to withdraw it, if you want to keep it, and whatever you want to do with it. So that's what's in them for them. So let's look a little bit more in depth into the FTMO challenges. They have 4 different capital accounts. So you have the 10K, you have the 25K, 50K, and 100K. The only difference here is the fee that you have to pay in order to do the challenge. For 10K, you have to pay 155 euros. You have the 25K, which goes for 250 euros. You have the 50K, which goes for 345 euros, and the 100K that goes for 540. Why do we have to pay a fee? The fee is there for us to take this challenge seriously. If this was just free, I could easily just blow a dozen of accounts and I wouldn't mind, because one trade could bank me 10% by me risking, I don't know, 5. But if I have money on the line, if anyone has money on the line, this makes us take the challenge more seriously. So that's why they put the fee on it. Basically, we have 30 days of trading, which is around 22 days of trading live, because all the rest of the days are weekends. Those also count for the 30 days. You have to trade for 10 days. A tip here would be, after you put your first trade also micro lots. Each day put at least 1 micro lot in order just to fill out one more trading day. This is what I do in my challenges. Then we have a maximum daily loss of 5% or $5,000, which is really good. You have a maximum loss of 10K, which is 10%, which is also really good. And you have a profit target of $10,000, which is also 10%. One thing that I can say that I really enjoy about FTMO is you have a drawdown of 10% as you have a profit target of 10%. There are some where you have a profit target of 10 and you can only lose 5, or even less, or even a bigger discrepancy. So I really like the fact that it's like a one-to-one, it's fair on each side, and that's why the challenge process of the FTMO is quite good for a trader. The maximum daily loss is 5%. For me, it's perfectly reasonable to have a maximum daily loss of $5,000. Then in the verification, you have 60 days to have a profit target of 5%, which is amazing, and the maximum loss stays at 10K. So you have a 10% drawdown and only a 5% profit target, which you probably, by being able to do 10%, you maybe can do the 5% in the double of days, which is quite sustainable for a verification phase. And after you achieve that 5%, you become an FTMO trader where you don't have any trading period. They ask you to do at least 10 trading days every month, which I don't really understand why, but it is what it is. Maximum daily loss is just as the same as this challenge. You have 5% maximum daily loss and a maximum loss of 10K. You don't have any profit targets, so you don't need to worry about any of that. And after your first profitable month, no matter if it's 1%, if it's 100%, they will give you the fee back. But most of the prop firms actually do this. So this is how the evaluation process goes. For me, it's quite a sustainable for my type of trading, so I really like the parameters. I do think that the trading period of 30 days, it puts some pressure on the trader, because you also have a profit target. So it does indeed play with your emotions quite a bit. Now, one thing that I wanted to state here is that if you finish positive and you have 10 minimum trading days and you don't reach the max daily loss nor the maximum loss, but you finish on a positive, whether there is $10 or $1 in a positive, you get another chance, another shot at another challenge without paying. And I can say that they stick to their word. This has happened to me, and I've gotten the challenge to redo without paying any additional fees. Now, when that happens in the verification phase, you go back to the challenge. So if you don't achieve the 5% profit target, but you still finish on a positive, you go back to the challenge and you have to do the challenge again and then the verification again to become an FTMO trader. I put my money where my mouth is, and I am indeed taking the FTMO challenge, and I have one FTMO funded account. So even though this is a very honest opinion, I don't have any bias towards FTMO. I'm just giving my opinion, and I do think that it is quite sustainable. Now, if we go down to the bottom half of the website, they say that they are the best proprietary firm you can find, and here's why. So we'll go over these, and we'll go over my opinion, being that I also already have experience with it and I can give my honest opinion on it. The most popular trading platforms, they say they have very low commissions and super raw spreads. I could say this is kind of true, but at the same time, when it hits spread hours, sometimes they have super large spreads, which is kind of bad, but it's fine. But they have low spreads 100%. No limits on your trading style. Fair enough, you only have to hit the profit targets. They don't tell you how to trade. Dedicated customer support. I can say that this is true. They have a live chat, email, and I've never done a call with them, but I guess you can do a call too. But the customer support is always top, and I don't have any complaints with that. You can trade on MT4, MT5, and C Trader. That's true. Leverage of 1 to 100. Yes, that's good. There are some prop firms that do not give you this much leverage. They don't give you as much exposure to the market. They don't have a limit on your exposure, and you have some nice leverage, meaning that I personally sometimes when a trend starts going, I can scale in 2-3 times, and I don't have to worry about breaching the exposure. Trading applications and psychologists. I haven't really used this, but I think you can indeed talk to a trading psychologist. trade every instrument you want, Forex, commodities, and these crypto and energies, fair enough. One-time fee only. Yes, there are some prop firms that have a recurring fee, and I'll go over some of them in a future video, but this is just a one-time recurring fee. And last but not least is account analysis. This is just like, it's not worth it really. All the account analysis that they do, it can help, it's like, it's data, fair enough, but at least for me, I do my ASR, I know the mistakes that I'm doing. It can give you new information, but I wouldn't say this is what makes them the best. I also see when they review accounts on their YouTube channel, the review isn't that amazing. They just look at data of win rate, risk reward ratio, and all that, and it's just poor, I would say, in my opinion. So now some questions that are really frequently asked about FTMO is, can you trade during the news? And when you are doing your challenge and verification, you can trade through news. They don't have any limitations when you are on a challenge or verification. You can trade during news, you can hold over the weekends, you can do all those things, just trade and don't worry about anything else. While you are a funded trader, you cannot trade through certain news, which they give you a calendar, and every day they will send you an email saying if there's up and coming news that you cannot trade through, and you can't trade 2 minutes before or 2 minutes after this release. There's one very important thing that I don't like about this, which is I trade without any discretion, and I don't trade around news. Problem is, if my stop loss gets hit because of a news event and it's within these 4 minutes, I will get my account removed, which is really bad for traders that don't trade around news, that don't scalp around news. This hasn't really happened to me yet, but I know that people, when restricted events come, what they do is they close the positions before these 2 minutes, which for me is, it should not be happening. I know that there are people that just blow accounts through news, and I understand that they want to maintain their capital, but for a trader that, as myself, that doesn't trade around news, I would like this to be removed 100%. I think this is one of their most negative aspects of being an FTMO trader. And holding over the weekend is the exact same. You can do it while you are on your evaluation process, but you cannot do it while you are an FTMO trader. You have to close all your trades by Friday afternoon. Now, there's one question that I've got a lot recently on my Instagram, which was, do they actually pay? And yes, they do. I know of a lot of people that have received withdrawals from the FTMO. Currently, I am still building my buffer on my account, and I'm still going through other challenges. So I personally have not been paid, but I know that they do pay. This is a company that I really trust, and I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, and I'm going to keep on trading for FTMO. But what you basically do is, after you finish a positive month, they will send you an email. You are going to create an invoice for them, and they will withdraw the 30%, and you decide what you want to do with your 70%. Now, one more detail about FTMO is that you are capped to 300K funding. You can have a maximum of 3 100K accounts, because again, they don't want to put as much as stake with one trader. They want to diversify, and that's why they kind of have their edge. But there's one thing that they do have, which is a scaling plan. And what this means is that if within 4 months you can have a 10% month, they will increase the capital 25%. So if you have 100K, they will increase your capital to 125K, which is pretty good. And this within 4 months is completely doable. You only need to have 2.5% per month consistently in order to receive this capital increase. And now imagine if you have 300K, then if you are able to do that within the 4 months, then you'll get 75k extra, which is almost one more account. So I really like this scaling plan. So I'm just going to give my final thoughts on FTMO. As I've said, personally, I am doing FTMO challenges and I am indeed already a funded trader. But as the title says, this is an honest review, and FTMO has its pros and it has its cons. The pros would be that they are a company that already is well established. They have quite a few traders working for them, and their evaluation process is quite sustainable for most traders. Their customer support is great. The profit split is also really good. And in my opinion, the fee isn't really high, being that the parameters are quite good. Now, the cons would 100% be the trading around news. You have the not holding over the weekend, which I kind of understand, but still, me as a trader, I would like to hold over the weekend, but it's completely understandable. But overall, there's not much more that I can say negative about FTMO. Everything is quite balanced. You pay the fee to take it seriously. If you can pass it, they'll give you the funding. If you can't pass it but you have above break even, they will give you another account, which is great. But if you finish on a negative, you have to pay the fee again to do another challenge. This is perfectly reasonable, because if you finish on a negative, then you haven't proven yourself as a good trader. So you have to go back and you have to pay another fee in order to take it seriously. But if you finished above break even, this just shows that you are a possibly good trader, and for that they will give you another opportunity. The profit 70-30, and everything overall for me is quite balanced for trader and company. And that's why I really recommend FTMO. I will do these type of detailed, honest reviews of prop firms more in the future. Let me know what prop firms you would like me to cover in detail, and maybe we'll do a series out of it. So I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to follow my Instagram, leave a like and subscribe. I'm posting 2 times a week, one car rent every Wednesday and one trading related video every Saturday, all at 6:30 p.m. UK time. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this helped in any way, shape or form. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate to leave it down in the comments. I respond to every comment, and I will see you in the next week. Bagus.